Back with another video. Listen, so we have some changes to the town and castle projects again. So in patch 1.3.2, if I'm not mistaken, we received new changes. So in patch 1.3, when it came out, the town and castle projects were remade tremendously. I think they did a great job by making them very like all of these changes, like whenever you make them, and also the daily defaults, they have a significant enough like purpose and kind of like bonus that you get that made it a lot more worth than it was before, and you can actually kind of like work on like actually building up what's it called, building up your castle or your fief, right, your castle or town. But it looks like we got more changes, and it looks like they brought some values down, which I am a little sad about. But let's get to it. Let's bring it up right over here. There we go. So this is the one we went over in two different videos. I'll link both videos down below. I did one for towns, where we looked over all the town changes, and one for all the castle changes, okay? Again, the numbers are very significant, but check out those two videos down below. They're both like 20 minutes apiece, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot to talk about in all these changes. But now we're going to check out this right over here, as you can see. Beta 1.3.2. Let's see how they changed it even more. It's only this little thing right over here, so let's get it done. So, now, town projects. We're going to quickly go back over here. Let's see how it changed now. Fortifications. So when they talk about old, they mean 1.3. I'm just trying to make sure that's exactly what they mean. I'm trying to... Roads, this. Okay. Alright, so when they say old right over here, and when I say old, I mean 1.3. Not like before 1.3, okay? I'll just say 1.3 instead of old, so it doesn't make sense. So it makes more sense. So, for people who are confused, 1.3... where the big changes happened for towns and town projects and castle projects. Now, 1.3.2, they have changed the numbers up yet again. So, let's get to it. So, by quickly looking at everything right over here from one to the other, it looks like everything got more expensive, which means it's going to take a lot more days to complete. But, if we go back to the game, one thing that I like now is you can see right over here, it tells you how long it takes to complete. See that? Completion, 6 days, and how much percent complete it is. So I like that it does show you that. By the way, right under here, as you can see, completion, 6 days. Alright. Going back to it. It looks like everything got more, it's just going to take a lot longer. I guess it happened too fast. Everything was getting upgraded way too fast. Because some values were dropped, some values were increased. As you can see right over here, dramatically decreased. But some were actually increased by a lot as well. Like the fortification ones, the ones that have to do like with the walls, those are increased dramatically. But it looks like we got even a bigger increase. Wow, interesting. It looks like it just went back to the old values, realistically. Like, as you can see, the old values before 1.3. Let me get out of here. The old values before 1.3 were, like, in the thousands, and they went down to, like, below 1,000, as you can see. And why there's 3 numbers here is because this is Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, or Level 1, 2, and 3, right? Now it looks like that was way too big of a change, and it looks like they literally just went completely back. But this doesn't get rid of the actual effects that you get, which again are the big increases. Like, for example, if you increase your barracks, it increases your capacity by 60, 90, and 120. Significant numbers. Also, reduces their wage by 5%, 10%, and 15%. Again, significant numbers when you talk about at large. Also, tax office increases collected tax amount by 10, 5, 10, and 15%. Again, very significant. Where else? The food stock getting increased by 100, 300, and 500. Just overall, the numbers got a lot bigger. but it looks like the costs have went back, so it's still going to be as slow, or kind of like, I guess, normal speed, but the effects are still pretty good. Castle projects looks like the same thing, but they didn't get increased as much. So it looks like the town projects got increased like ×3 sometimes. Look at this one. Guardhouse went from 300, 600, 900 to 1500, 2100, 2700. You're seeing like 3x to like 3 times 5 or times, you know what I mean? Yeah, to like times 5, maybe even times 6 for some of these increased of cost for how long it's going to take. And for the castle projects, it's really looking like, look, the fortifications actually got lower. What else? Some actually got lower in the castle, but some got increased by like ×2. Which, I'll be honest, you kind of makes sense. Why? Let me show you. We go to our clan right over here. Look at my fiefs. My castles aren't even doing great. This is because I have a lot of garrisons in them. I got to take some troops out. But regardless, as you can see, the garrison wage for a town is 2,000. The garrison wage for this castle is 1,000, and the castle is still in the negatives while this town is plus 2,000 for me. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the reason why I kind of understand the costs have to be dramatically higher for the town, because the town, like, you really can't mess up a town. If you're in the negatives in a town, if you have negative income from a town, bro, you might need to stick to being a sword for hire, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the life for you. But I get this. And again, we did talk about in the other videos where pretty much castle versus town. And like the fact of the matter is, by what we've seen in the changes, pretty much to summarize is the castles are a lot more militarized. So before, if you didn't know, castles, pretty much if you go down over here and then you look at bound villages, as you can see, Morenia and Atfinia. So this one and this one, these two are going to have the unique troop line for the culture of the empire. As you can see, you can search up under the castles or what culture it is. They're going to have empire unique troops. As you can see right over here, bound villages to the Vostrum, they will not have them. They will have regular, like, just base level troops. But if you want the, like, the unique troop line, like the unique troop line for the empire is the heavy cavalry guy, like the fully armored kitted out dude. Those are unique troops only. You can't get that from a recruit. You need to go to one of these. Let me just go real quick over here and show you what I mean. These guys, see? This is the unique troop line. And to get them, you got to go to one of these, what do you call it? One of these, I can't find the words. What is going on? One of these villages. If I go to this village, though, this one's connected to this place right over here, right? Not a castle. Recruit troops. It's not the same line. It's this line. It's this troop line. Alright? Not the same troop line. So, pretty much, that was like the bonus before patch 1.3. But after patch 1.3, we saw that a lot more stuff got militarized. Like, for example, let me give you a quick example. Where is it? As you can see, the garrison wages are not 5, 10, and 15%. They're 10, 20, and 30%. Increased militia. Where else? Increased construction pretty much makes it so increased wall repair speed is a lot faster, making it a lot more harder to siege down. Even though it is the pretty much the smaller fief, it's still very, very good in terms of you know, military, which makes it different from the town, which is mostly commerce. You know, there's still military involved, but it's mostly commerce. Alright, so that's pretty much for the costs. Then, building name, Mason, increase. The old effect was increase construction by 10, 20, and 30. And then increase wall repair speed by 10, 30, and 60%. The wall repair speed stays the same at 10, 30, and 60%, but the increased construction got absolutely cooked. From 10, 20, 30 to 2, 4, and 6. So the Mason is in both the town and the castle. And now we're cooked. So pretty much what happened with this change in 1.3.2 is what I can see is everything was going way too fast with the recent changes. They wanted the buildings to go up a lot slower, or the projects to go up a lot slower. So they increased the cost, and also the main building that I kind of said in those videos to be like, hey, you should upgrade this building first because this is insane. Increase your construction, which is going to make all this go even faster. They pretty much saw that and was like, yeah, you might be cooking with something there. Let's decrease that completely. So now, pretty much, your construction, which if you go into like your town, boom, right over here. Your construction is right over here. As you can see, all the factors that bring it up and down. And obviously, you can add, as you can see, a plus 50 to construction for a day. That will cost 500 dinars. You add over here, you add how many dinars you want. And every single day, it will take away 500. But add 50 to your construction. Alright? Now, the Mason, right over here, this was supposed to give you a insane amount. Like it was right over here, 10, 20, and 30. But now it's only going to be 2, 4, and 6. Which, again, is the old values. Which, again, makes it kind of huck chew. You know what I'm saying? But the wall repair speed stays, which is, I guess, cool. And then guardhouse levels for day 1. Before, people were complaining about this too. The guardhouse levels for, what's it called? Settlements and castles was always way too high right at the start of the game. Now they will all start at level 1. And just to quickly check guardhouses, what do guardhouses do? Boom, right over here. They obviously are what provide the patrol party. So if a town has a huge... if the town starts with a level 3 guardhouse, it already has insane patrol. Like an insane patrol. And patrol have really, really good units depending on the level they are. If you're at the highest level, that's pretty huge. And also increase prisoner capacity, which I guess is kind of like, alright. But makes sense. And also, for the castles, the increased militia by 1, 2, and 3. And also the increase to prisoner capacity. But why this is important for the castle, and hear me out. Your militia eventually turns into veteran militia. In patch 1.3, there was a change to veteran militia. Let me see if I go find it real quick. Actually, I don't have it pulled up right now. There was a change to veteran militia that makes it so veteran militia, if I'm not mistaken, they do veteranize themselves a lot quicker and faster and more efficiently. So therefore, this increase in militia, for example, if you have a guardhouse level 3, right, in a castle at the start of the game, is probably one of the reasons why the castles aren't doing so well in terms of the wages and stuff like that, is because they're so full of militia and then veteran militia, which you then have to pay for them because they're you know what I mean? So it's like, it makes sense why to bring those down, so the castles again can have pretty good what do you call it, returns, and not in the negatives, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are recognizing, and why they made this obvious change. Increase construction by 2.46. Yeah, they cooked it. They cooked it so hard. What else are people saying? A few suggestions for city development. Facts. Alright, that'll do it for me. I will see you in the next one. Got a lot more stuff to cover. I've been playing with a lot of Arc Raiders too, bro. Holy shoot. Holy shoot. Hey, if you're worried and you're like, I didn't like Escape from Tarkov, because I didn't like Escape from Tarkov either, bro. Like, I bought it and I played it for like 10 hours, and I was like, this is a Sweat Lord simulator. It's not a Sweat Lord simulator, bro. Arc Raiders is low-key kind of like, it's an extraction, but like, people nice. Not everyone's like, me. It's pretty cool, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna make some videos on it too. I'll see you in the next one, alright?